This is Byron Lazine and Nicole White, and you are tuned into episode 7 of The Real Word. And today, we've got some AR stuff. We've got some RPR stuff.
Lots of R's.
And then we're giving the final word in the form of a question. So let's hit the Amazon AR discussion first.
Okay, so maybe we should explain maybe people don't know what AR is.
Brian, you're going to pop up the video like maybe right over here somewhere so they can still focus.
Just one of those days in the office, hanging out with Byron.
We're going to pop up the video of, they walk you through how
augmented reality.
How you can use your phone on the Amazon app.
Right.
In your house.
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to know where.
Or your office or wherever.
Like where my toaster should go.
Yeah.
So.
How the red toaster would look next to the.
In front of the window, next to the stove.
No, but in all seriousness.
And a slow cooker in my island. No, I.
Do you think this is like something that's going to catch on?
So I'll tell you, this morning when I saw it, I'm sort of battling a cold here. I'll tell you, when I found it and then sent it to you, I felt a little alive after it. I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Despite the cold.
Despite the cold, I'm really, I mean, the more we talk about like these incredible things that are like on the horizon or that are happening, it just gets me more and more excited for like what's next. Like it's like, again, they show like a vase. I'm sure you saw in the video, like putting the vase on. It's such cool stuff.
We're not going to have to stage anymore.
No, I still believe in staging.
Okay.
I still very much believe in staging because I think that once a consumer comes to the house,
well, they could just use their phone and.
Oh, there goes that. No, I hear you. I guess there's still going to be like, how many times someone walked in the house and they're like, I just don't feel it. You know, like there's still going to be some sort of.
You have to feel it.
Yeah, right. You have to feel it. So I do still think that there is going to be a certain amount of staging. Like, again, especially in bedrooms for beds, like, oh, I can't fit a queen size bed in here. I'm actually 5 feet, so I'm 60 inches exactly, which is the width of a queen bed.
Oh, so you just lay down on the ground and on the floor rather.
I have done that many times. But for this is, I think it's really cool, whether it's real estate related or not. I have to tell you, I was really excited to see this feature being offered. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is like, this obviously is the very beginning of AR,
which is why it's so
exciting.
Yeah,
and it's cool. And so I think the iPhone X, we talked about that on another episode, is going to have a feature like this.
Yep.
But to be able to go into the Amazon app and I mean, they're just brilliant, right? To be able to take the stuff that they're selling, whether it's a chair, or the couch, or the bed, and be in the room on a second showing for the house as a buyer you're potentially going to buy, or as an agent bringing up the app and saying,
the second showing, like, hey, I found a couch.
Yeah.
Let me make sure it fits.
Are you shopping? What are you looking at? Let's take a look and make sure that fits before we make the offer. I think there's huge value in it.
Because you would love to sit through that showing.
I love second showings so much more than I love first showings.
Yes.
I think that's the value in it. It's going to be for the buyers.
Yeah.
I can't pinpoint a value for
the seller
or the listing agent unless the listing agent's there trying to help the buyer visualize.
Which I mean, we do all the time.
Yeah.
Again, that's why I lay on the ground to be like, no, you can really fit a queen size bed in this room.
Whatever it takes, right?
Yeah, you gotta get the deal done. But I'll be honest, just in general, whether it's real estate related or not, I'm actually really excited for like what's happening. It's kind of cool.
You clicked out of the article I wanted to talk about.
I didn't.
I went back to it. It's all good.
I didn't click anything. You have so many flipping tabs open. You probably have no idea what is going
17 tabs. That's
no big
less
deal.
than normal.
No big
It's
deal.
Fine. All right. So I want to get into this. This is a pretty bold statement by Brad Inman. Obviously, most of you guys know who Brad Inman is. And he wrote an article called "It's Time to Shut Down RPR." And here's what's staggering is that it looks like only 12% of realtors are even using RPR.
So I'm going to come clean here. I've been a real estate agent now for about 7 years. Maybe 15 minutes ago was the first time that I've ever actually.
Nicole didn't know what RPR was.
I didn't know it, and I'm paying
which is fine
because
obviously 88%.
Right. I've never been on the page. I've never utilized it. I've never nothing.
RPR is Realtors Property Resource. I'll say that I haven't used it a lot. I'm familiar with RPR. I've checked, but the reason I'm familiar with it is I invested in a company called Property Packet. There's a company out on the West Coast, Disclosures.io. Both of these companies are giving a platform for agents to collect data and an easy way to package that data and hand it off to a consumer. Now, the agent, for the most part, still has to download the GIS map and upload the flood map or the disclosures or all these different types of things.
Yeah.
RPR is supposed to be a property resource, and it has some information that here in Connecticut, we're fortunate we have realists we can find on the MLS.
Yeah, right.
Like owner, name, mortgage.
Right.
It has all that information, which is good information. It just seems to be lacking, in my opinion. And if anybody, RPR or anybody else, can figure out how to map all of the information in the town halls across the country and put that into a database,
right?
That's the game.
Well, especially if I think it said that over. I think RPR started about 9 years ago, and they've already spent over $100 million.
No, 180.
180 million dollars of our dues have gone towards this site. I'll be honest. I feel like it's just sort of like a watered down version of a Zillow. There's like a we pulled up my house. There's like a shitty ass Zestimate on there. But I mean,
and a pretty bad photo. It's like
and it's actually a picture of my neighbor's house. Yeah. And my neighbor happens to be a firehouse, so that was really exciting to look at too. But it was.
They're only asking for $47.5 million more for 2018 and 2019.
I mean, why
we can
not?
flip another 50 mil over to these guys.
What's really interesting though too, which Brad sort of brings to light, is that a majority of the people that are working on this site are they're all like subcontractors, and it seems like nobody really knows what the heck's going on.
This is my problem, and I've had a few problems, not problems, but I have lots of problems. None that I will share on the real word. I have a few issues with NAR. One of them being that they spend money where they shouldn't be. This is a prime example, right? Like, they're just blowing our dues on a good idea, like without ever having executed something like this. Like, this is why Zillow kicks our ass.
Right.
Like, this is why, because they've done it before. They built Expedia. Like, they've done stuff like this.
Well, and what's funny though is that they're spending money on this site when they should have just been maybe spending a little bit more time on the realtor site, because that Zillow sort of realtor was number one not long ago.
And well, they don't even own Realtor.com anymore, but
I'm saying like they should have probably just sort of kept everything there instead of starting this other. But I guess that site's just for agents. Is that correct? Like,
a consumer can't get on there. You've got to be part of NAR to get in there. So.
I don't know. Again, like you said, like we have realists. We have Vision Appraiser. We have all those sites where like there's just no real reason to have it.
If you spent $180 million, you said we're going to go into every single town hall and we're going to suck all the data out of it and we're going to put it on this database.
Right.
And you said,
give you a back massage.
We're at 100. Well, I could always go for back massage, but we're at 180 million and we're halfway through the country. Then it's like, okay, well, how's that working? Is the other half of the country worth investing in? I think if you have all the information in the town halls, absolutely, where I can pull a map, a deed, depending on where all these different types of things.
Right.
That's the information that drives agents crazy when a buyer's asking, can you send me deed, disclosures, map, this, that, the other thing. Finding a way to package all of that information and get it over to the buyer before somebody like Zillow figures it out is the game, in my opinion.
Definitely the game. I think everybody in the real estate industry would totally go to that. It saves you time. It saves your admin time if they're having to physically drive to these locations to get those things. In our town here in Guilford, we still use microfiche. So unless you're educated in how to use one of those machines, good flipping luck.
Yeah, for the majority of the shoreline towns in Connecticut, they've got some pretty good online resources now.
Yeah, not all.
Not all of them. Not all, but
next door we still have to get deeds there and go into the vault, and
which is in my opinion so ridiculous. Like the fact that these towns here in Connecticut, I'm not going to speak for the rest of the country, but here in Connecticut are crying poverty and need money, and yet we're paying, and I'm sure these are good people in the town halls, but we're paying people to guard vaults of paper, which could all be online. And
we pay for each. Like I
Right.
can't tell you how many times I've printed out in legal paper, and I've had to actually pay for that piece of paper. Anyway.
So I would agree with Brad. It's time to shut it down. I'm pissed that we just spent 180 million. We're about to potentially spend another 50 million. I don't use RPR.
I didn't even know what it was.
Most of the information I get for free or not for free. I pay for the MLS, but I get through my MLS already. It's already there, so I can just click on Realist. I can get that same information. So, yeah, to me, it was a total waste of money.
Right.
Shut it down and get out of the software development game. NAR, you're not good enough. So,
wow. Bomb drop.
final word
Holy
is coming from
schmoly.
us.
It is coming
We really
from us.
appreciated Kira's final word on the last show.
Oh.
A lot of good feedback on that one, Kira. I love you, man.
We had to drop that one in there. That was fun.
Our final word is going to be a question.
Yeah.
And we want to get your feedback in the comments, because we're kind of debating a little bit if we do it all, if we do some of it.
Right.
What do we do? How do we do it?
Right. Well, I'm sure everybody is too. Or like maybe there's people that have done it, and what do you find successful or not, right?
Do you want to just stick it? Let's stick to just high-end properties.
High end.
Yeah.
Okie doke.
No?
Stick it. Well, I don't
You
know.
want to keep it broad?
Well, it's just,
We won't do the high-end thing. All right. Any property. If you could only pick one.
Oh, we're doing that one.
Yeah, I wanna do that.
We're gonna give them A or B.
A or B. If
Well,
you could,
obviously, I'd pick B, but
if you could only. Well, you don't even know what B is.
well, I'm assuming. Now you're gonna flip it around and.
Well, now I'm trying to figure out
Screw
what
with
you
me.
think B is.
Oh, that could be the question. What's A and what's B?
And they'll have no idea. If you could only pick one to market your property, you only had one, besides like Zillow and all that stuff.
Pictures and stuff, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you
photos
already,
are a
you already
given.
took photos.
You already took photos.
photos. Yeah.
You only have one. You can only pick one of these to market your property, and that's going to be like the majority of your juice. You're going to be running Facebook ads against it. You're going to be doing the whole thing, pay per click. Would you? And you could have either one of these for free. So you got to tell us which one's more effective. Would you choose a high-end video with actors and actresses?
Mm-hmm. You little.
A. Or B.
So you flipped it around.
Or B, would you choose Matarport, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Matarport. Very interactive, 3D, walking through the property. You can really, get a feel for every nook and cranny of the
and what's fun
unit
there too
or the building.
Right, is that some of those Matterports too like allow you to like link to other things as well. So you can then within the Matterport like have a tag and link to maybe another video or maybe like the town website
or a builder
or the listing that on a website. Yeah, no,
material.
I mean, so there's a lot of hands-on in there, but
Or one of those super fancy videos
with the super fancy videos
with the super hot peeps in the video,
the whole family sitting on one couch watching television together,
laying in the pool,
super realistic,
eating pineapple or something.
pineapple.
Yeah, I
With
don't
like
know.
a toothpick.
Not with a toothpick, just like
They have they have their help serving them.
So
But
which
anyway,
one?
yeah.
The high-end, super high-end video with actors or
The Matterport.
Which one would you choose if you could only pick one?
I would love to hear too if there are people that have used maybe both in one home or used to use the video and have switched to Matterport or vice versa. Like what has been the most successful for you guys? I mean, I have my own opinions. I think, well, I guess we could talk about it next week because I think that you would maybe use one for one and another for another. But I'm really curious to see how effective they've been because I think this is sort of where we're headed, and it's going to be important to get our sellers on board too, as well as our marketing budgets to figure out where is the money, where should the money be spent.
Yeah, you can't spend it all, right? So
Right.
We'll follow up on this next week.
Yeah, that'd
if
be
you
fun.
have a question for next week's show for the final word, drop it in the comments. Send either of us an email, Nicole at One and Company, Byron at One and Company, and we'll look forward to your comments here on this question.
Look at that.
A or B? That was the final word.
We should see if maybe that was really the real A or B.
A or B? A or B?
Yeah, but that wasn't the B that. Anyway, thanks, guys.
A or B. See you guys next time.